The cover of our program today is from the 15th century, and it's probably not familiar to most of us because we come from the western half of Christianity, and this comes from the eastern half. The Eastern Christians didn't like having statues in church because they were afraid that they would get mixed up with the pagan idea of worshiping the gods in statues and things like that. So they never had statues, but they painted what they called icons, images to portray what they believed about Jesus and all that he had done for us. And this is a very famous one, and it's a picture of the Trinity, which is why we use it today on Trinity Sunday, celebrating the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which is a very mysterious concept if you really think about it. One God in three persons, co-figure. I haven't been able to completely figure it out, and I'm sure nobody else has either. It's a mystery. It's something we know about, but which we cannot completely fathom. And believe me, our lives are filled with that. Things electronic, to me, are mysteries. Some people make their living on electronics, but not me. When I change a light bulb, I always turn it first in the wrong direction. I just can't do electronics. All through Christian history, the followers of Jesus have been thinking about how he manifested himself to us, how his Father manifested himself to us in Jesus, a human being, and then Jesus comes along and promises to give us his Spirit. And we really had to wrestle with the Spirit, didn't we? Most of the time he appears as a bird in the art of the church, a dove, or maybe tongues of fire. We're dealing here with mystery, something we can't completely comprehend. And today is the sort of the complete end of the whole Christmas and Easter cycle, and we come to almost back to the beginning, the God who is three, who chose to become one of us so that we would know him better and experience him personally. We shouldn't be upset that we can't get into the whole depth of what Jesus was about and about this Trinity and the Holy Spirit and the indwelling Spirit. We just can't get our hands on that like we can the human Jesus, born in a stable, crucified on a cross. You can really get your mind and your imagination into that. But the Trinity is very difficult. And that's why Jesus said to us, as we heard in the gospel today, the Spirit that I will give you, my Spirit, will lead you as a group, as my people, into all truth. Because it's impossible at any point in time for anybody to have all the truth. Because first of all, lots of the things that come along in life haven't occurred yet. Our ancestors in the faith never thought about nuclear weapons and how they would fit in with the Christian message. Our ancestors in the faith never thought of any of the things that we take for granted today and what we can do with medicine, what we can do with all types of human physical things which sometimes are wonderful and at other times are immoral. The Spirit of Jesus will lead us into all truth, he promised, and that's why we rely on the Spirit of Jesus to do so. This should become very mysterious for us because even among ourselves, how well do we even know each other? You hear a husband and wife say, oh, I can tell you, I can complete every sentence he's going to say, you know? But do you really know the depths of that person? We are always continually opening ourselves and revealing ourselves to each other, and so it is the same with God. For 480 years, the Christians were still discussing among themselves the meaning of Christ. And the Christian people are still doing that today. Not so much who he is or what he taught, but how to apply who he is and what he taught to the circumstances of our own lives as a people, as a nation, as a church. Trinity Sunday reminds us of the grandeur of God. God is incomprehensible. We can't get God into our head. He's too much. But he opens himself to us piece by piece in the course of our life, especially in the lives of the people we live with and worship with and work with. And there we have to be attentive to seeing his presence in other people, just as we see his presence in the man from Nazareth. So as we enter into the rest of the church year, which we call ordinary time, we'll be going over the teachings of Jesus Sunday by Sunday to see how they apply to our lives. But we don't have to do it by ourselves. The community has been doing it for 2,000 years, the church community, and the Spirit of Jesus is within each one of us, leading us into all truth.